for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people, or are you doing this to make money, or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find.
Right now at noon, the clock is ticking on Georgia's shelter-in-place order. With restrictions lifting at midnight, what does it mean for you? Millions more Americans filing for unemployment. How many are asking for help as coronavirus continues to ravage the economy? Alarming new numbers from the CDC emphasizing just how hard COVID-19 is hurting African Americans. Why researchers say the numbers were a shock even to them. Plus, stitch by stitch, meet the Decatur woman working to make a difference for our healthcare heroes. Live from the 11 Alive studios, our special coronavirus coverage, Facts Not Fear, starts now. And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Facts Not Fear. At noon on this Thursday, I'm Sheba Russell. In less than 12 hours, Georgia's shelter-in-place order will expire for most people, and that order has been in place since April 3rd, requiring everyone except for essential workers to stay home to prevent the spread of COVID-19. For the elderly and medically fragile, the order remains in place for another 2 weeks. So what changes, and could we see everything be made here? Local communities, whether they'll issue new shelter-in-place orders. Nick Sturdivant is in DeKalb County with more.
I'm in downtown Decatur, walking down an area where there are a lot of restaurants, there are a lot of shops, and it's usually busy around this time, but a lot of places have closed since that stay-at-home order was put into place. Many places have signs just like this one or similar to this one. But with that shelter-in-place order expiring tonight at 11:59, we could see more businesses back open.
If we continue to socially distance, if we continue to not have large gatherings, and we're going to continue to get back to the new norm of moving into phase 2.
That was Governor Brian Kemp during Monday's news conference. So far, he hasn't detailed the steps ahead, and right now it's unclear if he'll extend the stay-at-home order. However, the governor still has a public health emergency declaration in place, which is set to continue until May 13th. This lays out the regulations restaurants must abide by. Restaurants wishing to reopen have to follow some guidelines issued last week. They include screening employees for signs of illness, requiring staff to wear face masks at all times, and limiting capacity to no more than 10 customers per 500 square feet, just to name a few. It also laid out requirements for businesses to operate and bring employees into workspaces and give direction for sectors like healthcare and education. For instance, eliminating people from shaking hands or having other contact and making sure they are at least 6 feet apart. Also, people who are medically fragile and elderly will be expected to stay at home until at least May 13th, unless they absolutely need to travel or receive essential services. And with that order set to expire at 11:59 tonight, we could see cities like Decatur and counties put back in place their own rules.
11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks. We want to hear what you think about Georgia's shelter-in-place order expiring tonight. Call, leave us a message at 678-765-9514. Again, the number is 678-765-9514. Be sure to leave your name, number, and where you live. We may share your comments on air. The same day those restrictions are set to expire, several popular malls are planning to reopen. That includes Lenox Square, Phipps Plaza, the Mall of Georgia, and 4 other properties. Individual stores inside the malls will make the decision on whether to open back up on Friday. Simon Malls vowing to have strict safety measures in place to protect both workers and customers. This includes making sure occupancy doesn't exceed 1 person per 50 square feet of space, using traffic measuring technology, and requiring employees to wear masks. But some say requiring just the workers to wear masks is only covering half the issue, so to speak. 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks. So we want to know, do you think stores should be requiring its customers to wear masks as well? Go to 11alive.com/vote to share your opinion. So far, the majority of you are voting yes with 82%. Now to the latest coronavirus numbers for our state. And according to the Department of Public Health, there are 1,107 people who have died so far, more than 26,000 confirmed infections. This is happening right now, a new testing site at the Home Depot backyard at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. The Arthur Blank Foundation is making all of this happen, partnering with LA-based Core Response. The plan is for testing to be open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. It is free for those who meet the testing criteria, but you will need to make an appointment. You can make one online. We have a link in this story on 11alive.com.
So it's good news, but I was very serious when I said this is not the total answer by any means, but it's a very important first step.
The nation's top infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci, on the Today Show this morning, speaking on a possible breakthrough in a treatment for COVID-19. Remdesivir showing promising results in clinical trials here in Atlanta and elsewhere, giving doctors new hope they can save lives. Researchers at Emory University Hospital say even though the drug has proven to lessen recovery times for extremely sick patients, it does not prevent infection. Dr. Arnold Wegg was given remdesivir in the ICU along with an anti-inflammatory drug. He says he quickly began to recover.
I narrowly avoided a ventilator. My personal experience with the remdesivir and the Actemra make me feel very strongly that it should be used.
Researchers say this is a treatment only, and they're still working on developing a vaccine. The FDA is expected to grant emergency approval of the drug. New alarming numbers from the CDC showing just how much the virus is taking a toll on African Americans here in Georgia. 80% of the people hospitalized in our state last month were Black. CDC researchers admitted they were shocked when they saw the numbers for themselves. They are much higher than expected. The agency looked at 8 Georgia hospitals, 7 in the metro, 1 in South Georgia. Their sample size was relatively small, about 300 patients, nearly 40% suffering from diabetes. Of all the COVID-19 patients in Georgia, the CDC found a quarter of them had no pre-existing conditions and 5% died. We're hearing countless stories of lives being turned upside down by COVID-19, but there are good Samaritans out there still working to serve others. Matt Pearl introduces us to a Decatur woman who's making her mark one stitch at a time.
It's really easy right now to see all of the hard, terrible things that are happening in the world. I think it's really easy to go to the negative.
If anyone had reason to go to the negative, it was Maya Costello. COVID-19 forced her and her fiancé to postpone their May wedding. It's put both out of work, forced to chew into their savings.
Seeing this, statistics and the people who are losing their lives has just been really hard, and that's sort of been an ongoing thing. So, yeah.
Maya decided to bring hope. She found her mom's old sewing machine in the attic. She learned to sew. She began making masks for healthcare workers. Then, she extended her arms to her community.
I just held up a little thing that said, please read this post. It's almost my birthday. And I asked them if they would be able to donate $2, $5, $10, and I'd be able to continue to purchase materials and make masks. By the next day, we had raised $1,590.
People are just blown me away with these donations. It is just so touching to me.
So far, Maya has made more than 100 masks. It doesn't change the overwhelming need or the overwhelming negative of this pandemic. Her goal? To provide a path of positive.
People want a purpose right now. In a time that's difficult for a lot of people, myself included, I think it was just a really great example of hope.
It is. Another grim milestone for unemployment claims in our country. Startling numbers here. We'll have them for you. Plus, we're taking your questions on your money straight to an expert. Text us right now at 404-885-7600. Remember to text, don't call, and include your name, please.
Respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the verified.
New at noon, unemployment claims continuing to spike across America, with 3.8 million more people filing last week. That brings the total number of people who've lost work over the last 6 weeks amid coronavirus to about 30 million. For some perspective here, that's more people that live in the Atlanta and New York metro areas combined. It adds up to more than 1 in 6 American workers. Some federal help to the millions without work right now. The IRS says it has paid out $207 billion in stimulus payments in less than 30 days. The Treasury Department reporting last week that more than half of people eligible for a coronavirus relief payment received their stimulus money. The one-time payment stemming from that $2 trillion coronavirus package Congress passed last month. We know you have a lot of questions about unemployment benefits, stimulus checks, small business loans, you name it. Financial expert Andrew Poulos is back with us on the noon with the latest information from the IRS and the Georgia Department of Labor. Let us know if you have a question by texting the number. It is 404-885-7600. Again, 404-885-7600. Good afternoon to you, Andrew.
Good afternoon, Sheba.
All right, so it is Thursday, and we're still talking about money issues. Any big updates on the Paycheck Protection Program first?
Yeah, loans are being approved. The Paycheck Protection Program the SBA is accepting those loans right now as of yesterday afternoon from smaller banks. So banks with over $1 billion in assets have been shut down for the time being. That may just be, a day or two, allowing smaller banks to be able to get loans in for their clients. So that's the latest that we've got this morning on a Paycheck Protection Program.
Okay, so good news for those who are waiting for applications through the small banks. So this is perhaps some good news for minority business owners, but not so good news for those who had gone to the bigger banks, essentially.
Correct, because you do have a lot of small businesses, obviously, that bank with the big banks. Hopefully they'll get through when the SBA starts to let the big banks submit again. I think it's just a way of getting smaller and community banks and minority businesses to be able to get their loans in. I've had great success this week, so listen, we're starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel right now. As I had said from day one, it's just going to take a little bit of time.
Okay, let's start with Sharinda. She shared, I'm very concerned about my 401k. Should I pull it out and deposit it into my bank?
Okay, so listen, depending on your age, if you're close to retirement or not, you don't want to make some drastic moves. 401ks based on what the market is doing, Wall Street's doing. Keep in mind that the 10% early withdrawal penalty, if you need to withdraw money from your 401k, has been removed under the CARES Act. However, you're still going to pay income taxes. So if you start moving out money from a 401k that you may not necessarily need, you're creating tax implications that you also don't want to have.
All right, this viewer asked if I amend my taxes from head of household to single so my 25-year-old daughter can file taxes on her own, will she still get a stimulus check?
Very unlikely, because amended returns can only be sent in by paper in the mail, and the IRS has said they're not processing any paper returns right now for the foreseeable future. They're backlogged, so it's highly unlikely that that return would ever get processed in time for that to be able to happen as far as stimulus goes.
Danielle texted us, I own a small corporation. Will we see the paycheck protection, or can I apply for unemployment?
She can apply for unemployment. The Paycheck Protection Program, once again, is only going to be for those who actually apply and get their loan application and approved. So if she hasn't applied, it's not an automatic thing. Whereas unemployment is probably highly more likely if that's an option for her.
If she's the owner of a small corporation, she can do that. She can apply for unemployment.
Yeah, she can apply for unemployment. If she's been paying herself W-2 wages through her corporation, she'll qualify for the state unemployment and the pandemic, the federal portion. If she hasn't been paying herself W-2 wages through her corporation, then she would qualify for the pandemic, which is $600 a week. So either way, it sounds like she should be able to qualify for something on unemployment.
Is it too late to apply for paycheck protection?
No, absolutely not. I encourage folks to apply. You know, the minute you're seeing the SBA shutting down big banks right now and allowing small banks, try to find a local, smaller bank, local community bank, a credit union, where you can get your application in. We had one client that tried on his own, and literally this week he went to a very small bank, got approved and funded, Sheba, within 48 hours.
Wow. All right.
Yes.
Suzanne shared, I was denied unemployment. I made $3,700 last year. I received an email from the Pandemic Unemployment Assistance Program to file for that. Could my unemployment denial affect my ability to receive pandemic assistance?
No. So effectively, if you apply for unemployment and you're denied because either you didn't have sufficient wages last year during the look-back period, or because you might have worked in a different state, you're not going to qualify for state unemployment portion, but then the Department of Labor will send you an email to apply for the pandemic, and that's not going to be impacted just because you got denied for the state side.
All right. We're going to hit you back in just a few minutes, Andrew, so stick around. We'll answer more of your money questions, so don't go anywhere, folks, all right? All right, it is 12:17 right now. Before we head to break, a musical moment for your afternoon. Anna from Atlanta has been watching our Send the Love stories and said they've brightened her day, so she emailed us a story of her own. Anna's daughters dance with Atlanta Irish dance group by Burke Connolly and created this thank you video for their dance teachers who've worked to continue training virtually. Outstanding work, really impressive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral.
Welcome back to Facts Not Fear at noon. Andrew Poulos, financial expert, joining us live again to answer your questions. So this one is from Elizabeth. She just texted, I filed for unemployment and was approved the 1st of April. I did not receive money the first 2 weeks while others I worked with did. I am receiving it now. Will I get back payment for those first 2 weeks?
Yes, back pay will be paid. It's effective when the unemployment claim was filed, either by April or the employer. If she doesn't get the back pay probably in about a week or so, then she needs to reach out to the Labor Department just to inquire, but that should be paid retroactive.
Another viewer asked, I got a letter saying I needed to verify my identity. I tried online and it's not letting me. How can I get my federal refund?
Federal refund. Interesting. Okay, so we're dealing with the IRS here. Sheba, there's situations where taxpayers have either had identity theft or the IRS has issued them an identity protection PIN to prevent identity theft for one reason or another. Returns that go in and don't have an IP PIN that have been assigned will get rejected. So you can either go to the IRS website and try to retrieve your PIN using the retrieval tool, or if that is unsuccessful, you'll need to call the IRS. And as of this week, we know that they've recalled 10,000 employees. So hopefully the phone lines will start opening up in the next day or two.
Okay. Sandy wants to know, are 1099 workers eligible for both the federal PUA funds and Georgia state benefits?
No, they're eligible for the pandemic unemployment assistance, which is the federal portion, but they're not eligible under traditional state law because they don't receive a W-2 or a paycheck with taxes withheld.
And this viewer here texted, this is the first time I've heard about the pandemic unemployment. Is this automatically included and added with regular unemployment, or is it something that has to be applied for separately?
Yeah, no, if you're receiving state unemployment benefits already, then it's automatically going to be included. The federal has started to be paid out effective, I believe, April 4th. So you should start seeing that. And what we do see, what we have seen so far is that it comes in the form of 2 different deposits, either to your bank account or to your way-to-go debit card that the Department of Labor is issuing. But you don't have to do anything special or apply for it separately.
That's the first time, Andrew, I'm hearing it referred to as the pandemic unemployment. Are we talking about the $600 from the federal government?
That is correct, Sheba. Yeah, it's just technically referred to as the pandemic unemployment assistance, but it's the $600 federal portion coming from the Federal Department of Labor.
Okay. Latrice texted, I have moved since I last filed taxes in 2018. Will the IRS forward the stimulus check to my new address even though I didn't file last year?
Yeah, typically the post office is prohibited from forwarding any sort of tax mail. So even if you have a mail forward, it's probably not going to get forwarded. You'll receive a letter from the IRS notifying you where the stimulus check was mailed, if it's going out by mail, and then you'll need to reach out to them so you can let them know that you got a new address and that at some point in the future you'll get a check to the correct address. But there, it's not going to be automatic by the post office.
All right. Financial expert Andrew Poulos, thank you again for granting us with your expertise. We appreciate you. Have a good day.
Absolutely. See you tomorrow.
All right. We'll be back.
To 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Primetime, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact.
It is a message of hope carried through music. Some of Atlanta's most talented singers turning to technology to reach those who need support amid social distancing. Liza Lucas shares the Atlanta Opera's new mission.
A conductor with a keyboard, bringing to life the ritual fire dance from a Spanish ballet. The scene a departure from the stage the Atlanta Opera is accustomed to. But for singers like Elizabeth Sarian, such performances are a way to stay connected to music. A connection needed now more than ever.
I believe in being creative about how we're bringing music to people who are suffering, who are alone.
Elizabeth and her fellow performers are dealing with their own canceled performances by helping the community, using technology to bring their talent to others with singing telegrams.
In normal times, what we believe in, our mission, is that Atlanta needs music and art and beautiful connection with the human voice. That's why we perform opera. But in this day and age, Atlanta needs something else. People are isolated right now, and what opera does is that it provides connection with people.
The special telegrams first launched with a local senior living facility, with plans to expand to others needing support.
People in the front line, nurses, doctors, and we're trying to uplift their spirits with whatever we can right now.
In a time with many unknowns, the opera believes in the power of music to transform.
The more we offer them of what we have to give, which is music and art and stories, the more we hope that we can alleviate that feeling of loneliness that so many people feel right now and struggling with.
So soothing. The Atlanta Opera's costume shop also doing its part to help, creating protective masks and gowns for local hospitals. Just wonderful.
That's a self-portrait of America. And you know what it spells? It spells love.
Speaking of homemade masks, thousands of them were collected in New York City to create an artistic tribute. Governor Andrew Cuomo says people all around the country have mailed them to his office for workers on the front lines. And coming up later on 11 Alive, Governor Cuomo will join Ellen talking about these unprecedented times and the uncertain future of COVID-19. You can catch that interview today at 4 p.m. right here on 11 Alive. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Sheba Russell. Stay safe.
The spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Today at noon on 11 Alive.
We are seeing that lack of smell or altered taste can be a symptom.
We answer your coronavirus-related medical questions. Because 11 Alive is where Atlanta speaks.
Televised newscasts not enough for you? Get even more at 11 Alive's YouTube channel, where you'll find uncut interviews, extended body cam footage, live streams of Atlanta's biggest trials, and more. Subscribe to 11 Alive today.
In times of great uncertainty, some things become more clear. The things we take for granted, the people we depend on daily. Here at 11 Alive, we'd like to say thank you. First responders, medical staff, sanitation workers, truck drivers, postal workers, and every brave Georgian doing their part to make a difference. We see you, we hear you, and we appreciate all that you do.
Let's start with a viral message going around. Quote, vast majority of people who died had ibuprofen Advil in their system. This message is fake.
We just bought 20 dust masks for $97.
Are you doing this to help people or are you doing this to make money or both?
Both. Take this email sent to the Verify team. Is it safe to have your house cleaned by outside workers? The best practice is to limit guests to emergencies only.
We know things are changing every day, but we're here with you. Continuous COVID-19 coverage during prime time. We're committed to giving you facts, not fear. On 11 Alive News Prime Time, weeknights from 8 to 11 on WATF.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.